Hello. Welcome to In No Particular Order Saturday morning podcast with me and your man Shannon and our dogs. Apparently, you're gonna hear the devil dog, aka Missy May, bark, which is gonna cause Shannon's dogs to bark. So it's gonna be a whole big thing. But we love big things, and I have to do like a couple of housekeeping things. One, first, if you're watching on Twitter, on any of the Going for Two podcasts, we can't get your tweets. So if you're like trying to communicate via tweets, we won't be able to see them, and that would be a shame. That would be a terrible, terrible shame. So if you're watching on Twitter, please, and you want to chat, and you should, because it's Saturday morning. What else do you have to do? Just come on over to like YouTube or Twitch or Facebook, and then chat with us, and we would be happy to chat with you. Second, Underdog promo. If you are like sports betting, like this isn't technically a sports show, like we'll talk a little sports, but if you're that person, which I am that person, and you want to bet on Underdog, go to Underdog, and you haven't been on before, GF2 is our promo, and you'll get $100 match to what you put in. So if you put in 20, you'll get 20. If you put in 100, you'll get 100, and that's big ballin'. So congratulations if you're that person that's going to put in 100 on there. And then the third thing, apparently last week when I signed off, I told Shannon it was a pleasure to talk to him that Saturday morning, which it completely and totally, utterly was. However, I had talked to my sister before I talked to Shannon, and I didn't tell her. It was a complete and utterly experience to talk to her, and I heard about it. So Terry, if you're listening, you know that it's always a pleasure to talk to you on those few occasions when we do. And I am sorry that I put Shannon ahead of you last week.
Never, you never.
It never happened. And it says the armchair fantasy show, but that's not what we are. We are in no particular order. I just couldn't figure out how to get that off there. So, we'll ride with it. The armchair fantasy show is actually on Wednesdays, and it's actually a really good show if you want to talk sports and stuff. But we're going to talk. The best thing about this show is that this morning we both posted our questions to each other. So we both have like lots and lots of time to consider everything that we said. Shannon, darling, I talked a lot. Do you wanna say something? Like before the
Well, I just want to ask you how you are, and then show you one thing really quick that you might appreciate. This is a T-shirt with my dogs on it.
I more than appreciate that. Where did you get that?
There's obviously it's some internet thing that I don't know about. It was a gift.
Want it. I want that. I'm not your dog.
I thought you might.
I don't care. I would take your dog. But I want one with like my dogs on it. I saw a shirt that said, dog, sorry, talk later. And I want that one too. Like I'll walk by everyone, like when I'm at the farmer's market.
Mm-hmm. To continue, yesterday I was out with a friend of mine and we saw a long-haired Frenchie, which
what?
Didn't know that existed. Yeah, I don't even like Frenchies. I'm not like a Frenchie kind of person, but like I saw it and I was like, I have to look at this dog up close with my hands. And I did.
That sounds oddly beautiful.
I was actually kind of like, oh, this is a lot better than, and it still breathed like a Frenchie. So at no point was I like, yeah, I want to take you home, but I was like, I could touch you at least. And tell people about you.
What was his name? Her name? Their name? Its name?
The owner was on the phone, and I don't want to say he was bothered, but you can't bring something like that out into the wild and not expect to be approached.
Thank you.
And he stood there while we, mouth agape, rubbing this dog. But at no point was I like interested in talking to him in the slightest. I was just kind of like, he was just like, yeah, it's a long-haired Frenchie, and I was like, that's all I needed to know, I guess.
Can you stop talking to me, sir?
Dog.
That's enough. We're done. We're done conversing. Let's converse with the dog now.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm good. I think that I have a lot of bitter hostility towards my previous company, like growing. So if anyone, and the girl across from me is doing some weird sit-ups on like her patio that's this big, and she's a good sized girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's very distracting because the sit-ups aren't working. Oh, she quit. Okay, never mind. So If anyone's on LinkedIn and they want to go to my post and repost it, it's fine. I don't care because they do need to get better. They need to be better. But other than that, I'm good. I didn't do farmers market this morning. I'm doing it tomorrow. Pearl Street, so anyone at Pearl Street Farmers Market tomorrow, come say, hey, I'm supposed to go with Kelly Schmidt. And I'm supposed to go, but Kelly usually bounces on me, so I'll be there by myself eating all the vegan. There's this vegan, I wish I remember her name. I think it's called Hug a Tree Vegan or something.
Mm-hmm.
And she's known for her desserts, and they are absolutely, positively stupendous. Like, I have no shame in going, yeah, I'll take 2 of the cookies, 2 of the carrot cakes, 2 of the chocolate cakes, pistachio bread, and we're done. And she's like, oh, it's beautiful.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah. So if you go to Pearl Street Market, or if you go in the market on City today, she's there. She's probably there now because between you and me, she's never on time. So it starts today, so she's probably ready now. But yeah, other than that, I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Great. Love that. Good morning, everyone.
It's Saturday morning. I haven't had coffee yet. So good morning, everyone.
I'm drinking coffee currently.
Are you? Damn it. I should have gotten Kyle. What's up, my friend?
And for those not asking, but maybe wondering, that is Floki.
What is it? Is that Floki. The deaf dog?
That's the dog.
That's
one of the dogs. No, that's not the deaf one. This is the young one.
Okay. She's like really well behaved.
He is. They're both well behaved to a point. The older one, he's on the way out, and so he's got some issues, and it's an ongoing conversation.
One?
He's 12.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
The 2, like the devil dog, the 8-month-old, and Jack has like I found out severe osteoarthritis in his left hip. But because I'm not bartending and running around the bar anymore, I take the steps, but Jack can't take the steps, so I take the devil dog out first, run up and down the steps, and then come and get Jack, and we take the elevator. And people are like, you know how people used to seeing you with 2 dogs, and they're afraid to ask if they see you with 1. So
yeah.
I'm like, oh no, it's okay. It's just upstairs.
Yeah, our older dog, his name is Dougal. He's on the floor next to me.
Dougal.
Yeah, he had a spinal stroke a few years back. So his back legs work, but more like kickstands than legs.
Yeah.
He can stand, but he's not getting. Well, I'm sorry.
I've never heard of a spinal stroke. What is that?
Yeah, so it's a stroke, but only in the spinal cord, I guess. And it was like his back half. So when he was younger, ball was life. Like he just played ball, like he loved ball. And we were actually going to a dog event. I went to go get some fuel, and like right around the corner from our house, which had a dog park in our neighborhood, and come back around. And I come back around, and my wife's just holding him, and she's like, I think he's paralyzed. And I was like, I was gone for 2 minutes. What happened? He went to get a ball that bounced over his head. He flipped, and he landed on his haunches or whatever, and there was no pain. It was just he couldn't move his legs for a little while. Pretty traumatic, honestly. But we made it through. Yeah, good bit. To make the story a little longer, I was out until 4:00 the night before. Like I was partying the night before.
You partied? Shut up.
Yeah, right. And so that to say, all I planned on was like, we did this dog event, and then we go back home, and I'm just sitting around all day. But we had to drive 3 hours to a vet that was like a specialist. And so I was like, okay, I'll drive us. And then about 30 minutes in, I was like, there's no way I can drive us. You got to drive. And so like I laid in the back seat or back with him the whole way, which honestly
that's probably the best. Yeah. That's probably for the best. I'm sorry, but I'm glad
it's okay.
He's fine now.
He's okay now. He's okay. He's old. He's old. So.
I know it's really great that the puppy or the younger one doesn't like mess with him. Like
no, he loves him. They love each other for sure. Yeah. Cool.
That's awesome. I wish I could say the same. Missy loves Jack. Jack's like, girl, calm it down a little. Chill. I'm here all day. Just pump the brakes on that.
We can nap a little bit more, I promise.
Exactly.
We can get away with it. No one's going to bother us.
Yeah. See these big comfy beds here?
Yeah.
Take mine. Take mine.
They're for us.
Take mine. All right. Let's start with the questions.
Okay.
I'm really interested in the one question that I had that I just thought of this morning, actually.
Love it. And is that the best TV show or movie I watched this week?
No, it's the one after that. But we have to do the best one first to
The
follow
most
it.
intriguing sports story. Okay, great. I have this one locked and loaded.
Not that one. Is that what the second one? Oh, it was. No, it's the third one. Sorry.
Everyone, we had 3 questions. She said she was excited about one of them. I guessed the first 2. I was wrong. That's on me. I apologize. The third question was, can you name a TV series or movie that was better in the second season or its remake?
Right. Can you?
I can.
Really?
I actually have a list.
Of
Like
ones?
I have.
No.
I don't have to do the list because I wrote down one that I was like, okay, this is the one that's just gonna be better.
I couldn't think of one.
Really?
Yeah. That's why I asked the question. I could not. Okay. If anyone's listening and they have a list of TV shows or movies that were better, like the remake was better than it has to be better than the original,
Yeah,
not just
that's
as
easy.
good. What? Okay, let's do that one first, Mr. That's Easy.
Okay, I'm gonna rattle off a few. We don't have to talk about them because I've talked about them enough.
We
But
might have to.
I'll end with the one that's probably the best, and I think
Okay.
that would be objectively agreed upon.
Okay.
Okay, so seasons of shows that were better in the second season
Right.
than the first.
Right.
And these are things that some of these things you know. Supernatural, season 2 is better. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, season 2 is better than season 1. Vampire Diaries, season 2 is also better than season 1. For the persons like me, not to put a label on us, Star Wars, The Clone Wars, season 2, better than the first season. That's the TV. Now, here come the movies.
Okay, now before we go to the movies, let's go back to TVs. Okay, 2 of them I can't comment on. I've never seen Star Wars or The Clone Wars, and I've never seen Vampire Diaries, so I cannot comment on those.
I call it Vampiries. I just combine the words into one.
But Buffy the Vampire Slayer, season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Why was season 2 better than season 1 in Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
So season 1 was short. I think it was only 12 episodes, which is now good TV, but back then American TV was like, we need 21 to 24 episodes.
Exactly.
You know? And season 1 was like, it was good, but it was kind of it was like more campy, I guess. And then,
I thought that's what you love about Buffy.
It is, but the camp got better in season 2.
Season 2 was the story, the arc of Angel, right? Angel. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and so that's the thing too. Is like Angel comes in, so there's a little bit of that, right?
Okay.
Supernatural was very Monster of the Week in season 1,
right?
Which there are a few shows that do Monster of the Week really well, which it was a show that did that, but it got more storyline in season 2. Like the actual arc of the show was like coming together a bit more in season 2. So in my opinion, because I love a good story arc, and the reality with Supernatural is like there are so many seasons, but if somebody were to watch it, you honestly could watch season 1 through 5 and you'd have a great story, and you don't need to go further than that. So season 2 got less Monster of the Week, and in my opinion, better because it got a better story arc.
Well, season 2, I only agree with season 2. Kyle agrees with Buffy and the Clone Wars. Of course, Kyle is the Clone Wars. And Terry says Psych, and I do love Psych, and I kind of agree, maybe Psych, but I think season 1 was really good. But season 2 in Supernatural, the father was more in there, and
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
That's just he's just a tasty treat. So I mean, I couldn't even argue with that if I wanted to, because good Lord, that man, Jesus.
Yeah. If he could just like rub his face against my face, I would want to shave. I would want to shave first so I could feel his beard, but that would be fine.
Rub his face anywhere. I'm okay with
that.
Just anywhere. Spike. Oh, Spike was introduced in season 2. Okay.
Exactly.
And I'm there. Yeah, season 2. Terry Kyle says hi. And then A Different World. That's interesting. No,
I haven't seen that since I was a kid, so that would be. I'm sure that's true.
But Terry, in A Different World, didn't they start taking out Bonet's character? Like yeah. So that I would have to disagree with that. Most shows are better. No, wait, what? No, Kyle, what? Okay, I'm gonna.
So that is true. Some shows are better in season one. It's like most bands' first albums are better. Their first album is better because they've worked on it for years, right?
Right.
But then like they do that album, they start going on tour, and which is great. But then their second album is like, now we're on the road, and I drink, and I do drugs, and I'm a rock star. You know,
Right.
it's just like that's their life at that point. Like up until then, they've like had heartbreak, and they've had fights, and they've had come ups and come downs, and
Why did
the
I
ebb
think
and flow of such as
about
life.
Adele? Yes, Adele. Um, Kyle, Terry says hi. I'm pretty sure the tie is to you and not to us. And then Terry says, yep. And I'm not even sure what yep is for, but that's her response was yep. And then I'm going to have to go, I don't, I can't think of, I honestly can't. Like I would agree with Psych. I mean, Buffy the Vampire, the introduction of characters that I love kind of clouds that. Like, I love Spike and I love
Yeah.
the dad, and Psych got funny. Like Psych's arc was really good, got really funny. Then it got kind of like they kind of like leaned back on their laurels of being funny.
Hmm.
But I do love me some Psych, so I'm gonna have to go with that. Now your movie, sir.
Okay. I will, and real quick, Friday
Uh-huh.
Night Lights season one way better than season two, but then
What, Friday
three
Night
it
Lights?
gets better.
Okay,
So
never saw that.
movies, I'm gonna go with the ones not the number one pick. Planet of the Apes. So like the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, like the ones with Andy Serkis. Those Planet of the Apes movies. I'm blanking on the director's name, but he did a great
Wait,
job.
not the original then.
Not the originals.
Okay, what up, Jamie?
The remixes.
Okay.
I Am Legend with Will Smith. So I don't know if the original was called Omega Man or if that was the book, but
Wait,
the
wait,
other
wait,
one.
wait, wait, wait. You have to. It has to be. So if you're doing I Am Legend, it has to be an I Am Legend 2. There's not an I Am Legend 2.
Wait, you said remake?
No, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Okay, carry on then. I told you I did it this morning. Remake. Okay.
The Thing
Then.
with Kurt Russell
Okay.
was also a remake,
Right.
and The Mummy with Brendan Fraser, also a remake. And those movies are incredible.
Well, Brendan Fraser. So.
And yes, I mean that movie rocks. But the number one choice of like which remake is the best remake
And the reason
would
he's saying
be,
that is like, okay.
and this is going to be objective. Like if people disagree with this, I would be very surprised. It would likely be someone in their 60s maybe that would disagree
Okay.
for reasons that I can't attest to because I wasn't alive at the time. But I would say the movie Casino Royale.
Oh, okay. Why? What's it a remake of? Casino Royale. Who was in the first one?
That Bond? Oh my gosh. Now oh gosh.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm surprised that you didn't say like the Ocean's 11 then, if we're doing remakes. Like the Ocean 11. What?
I mean,
the Ocean, like,
yeah,
I like the Rat Pack. So the first Ocean 11 with the Rat Pack was really good for me. But because of the characters in the second Ocean 11, like the George Clooney and Brad Pitt, their camaraderie, I thought that was a better. And plus the ending was better in the second one than it was the first one. So I would do Ocean's 11. And then I would do whatever the one that was the all females. So it was Ocean 12, Ocean 13, maybe. With Sandra Bullock and Kate Blanchett, merely for the clothes, like the outfits.
Wait, wasn't
what?
Was that called Ocean's 13 or was that called Ocean's 8?
Maybe it's Ocean's 8. I don't know, but
Okay.
it's a remake of Ocean's 11. So, right? No, am I not?
I think it's like a in the same universe thing.
Okay.
Like, because aren't they like brother and sister? Like, isn't
Yeah,
Sandra Bullock?
Sandra Bullock's supposed to be George Clooney's sister.
Yeah,
And
so I
George
think
Clooney
it's
is supposed to be dead, but the I don't know about that, Terry. Fast 5 is better than Fast Furious. Like, okay, in my head, I don't know the difference. I'm sorry. Is Fast Furious the first one? And
yeah, I believe.
See, I think the first one was the best one. I think
So here's
although I haven't
to
seen the one with Jason Momoa, and I hear that's really good. Yeah, Momoa.
he's good in it. What I'll say about the first Fast and Furious is that is essentially the exact same movie as Point Break from the 90s with
Keanu
Keanu.
and Patrick Swayze.
Yes. Which, like, it's basically the same movie. It's a little shorter than that movie, but it's essentially the exact same movie. And there's no way, like, I love the first Fast and Furious, and I've probably watched it more times than I've watched Point Break. But Point Break is like, it is in my heart.
Yeah.
It exists there for very poignant reasons.
You're like really smart because I've never thought of that, but that is the exact same storyline. I'm sorry.
Yes, it's the same story. It's just with cars.
With cars, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And no Keanu, which is hurtful, but you know.
Well, you got Paul Walker, and should there be a Paul Walker statue in most cities? Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yeah, why wouldn't there be?
I don't know.
Thor Ragnarok is better than Thor. Thor Ragnarok's when he got his eye poked out. Like any Thor, I don't know. All the Thors are good to me. Like good for me. I wow. Dredd is a better movie than Judge Dredd.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen.
But all I'm about to say, objectively, Casino Royale is like a better remake. It's better than the original Casino Royale. David Niven was the Bond from that movie.
Oh wait,
I don't know. And Daniel Craig is the Casino Royale.
Do you know what I was thinking of?
No. That's why I was kind of confused. You were like, who's that? I'm like, I don't know.
I was thinking of the movie Casino with Pesci and Sharon Stone. Yeah. It makes more sense. Okay.
I was gonna say, like, you like didn't react the way I thought. I was like, okay, maybe I am an idiot. Which, I mean, yeah, for sure. But like, it's not that I don't have my doubts that I'm an idiot. It's just that I was like, oh, maybe this is confirming it right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, this is true because where Paul Walker. Yes, I want to go to that alternate universe where Paul Walker is still alive. That would. It's probably like a special place, and there are probably like lots of little dogs there too, and lots of big dogs there too. Yeah.
The Skulls with Joshua Jackson and Paul Walker was the first movie I ever saw by myself in the theater. Like, it's the first movie that I went to that I was like, I'm going by myself to see this movie.
I don't think I've ever seen it, or I'm pretty sure I've never seen it. I know I've never seen it. The Skulls.
The Skulls. Oh my gosh, what a time! What a time.
I don't know.
I can use this as a segue to go into our question number 1 if you'd like.
Please do. I love segues.
So that is a movie that I rewatch at least once a year, maybe more. And your first question, so everybody is aware, was the best TV show or movie I've seen this week. Now, the segue, like I said, meandering here. Yeah. My buddy and I, we've done this thing for the past few years where we're like rewatching movies that we saw years ago, but like essentially like dad movies kind of. And especially now, it's funny because like I'm sure The Skulls would be considered like a dad movie by like Zoomers. That to say, I rewatched the movie Chain Reaction with Keanu Reeves and Morgan Freeman and a young Rachel Weisz this week. And it holds up. It's a great time.
Sorry, dog barking.
You're okay.
You want to know what's really freaking crazy? I rewatched that this week too. I know. That's so wild. I don't know why, because I was like, okay, so if I'm like doing research for fantasy articles or like, I don't know, whatever, I have to have something on that I've seen before or that I know how it's going to go. So every now and then I look up, but that's not the thing I have to pay. So I was like, oh, Keanu, Chain Reaction. I think I'm going to watch it. And I couldn't remember if Morgan was like a good guy or a bad guy when I first turned it on. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, this is a great movie. But that's not my choice. My choice for the best.
It's not my choice either. Oh. I was just using that as a segue. I was using those movies as a segue to get us into this question.
Which is really weird because we both watched it and we both agree that it's not our choice. But yeah, she is really young, isn't she? But so is Keanu. But Keanu doesn't really age.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary. I love him for that. I
Hmm.
love him for so many things. I love Keanu Reeves. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
If
why would you? Why would you not love him?
I exactly. If there has to be Paul Walker, there has to be Keanu. Like maybe right next to him. Going, hey dude.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, your movie that. So it's Saturday to Saturday, people. So if you guys have something that you watched last Saturday to this Saturday, what was your favorite thing that you watched, either TV or movie? Turn on.
It's Ahsoka on Disney Plus. Um, Dave Filoni, who is kind of leading the Disney stuff currently, like he and John Favreau are kind of one A, one B
I love
on
John
that.
Favreau.
Um, Dave Filoni is like the internet calls him the chosen one because he just knows Star Wars so well, and he knows how to like put these stories together. And Ahsoka is a character from Star Wars, the Clone Wars TV
The
show that
girl with
he
the hat
created.
thing.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Thank you.
And Rosario Dawson is just she's a great actor and has been,
Whoa,
most of
that's
her career.
Rosario Dawson with
Yeah,
the head thing on.
yeah,
Like I've seen the previews. I mean, not the previews. I've seen the trailers. No
yeah,
way.
yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to look at it because that did not look. I did not
And
recognize it.
this week they did some things that were just absolutely incredible, and um, it really is. He's really just got a grasp, maybe a stranglehold on Star Wars as far as like just knowing it so well. And that's the best thing I watched this week. There was just some shots in that episode that were just incredible, and it was really fun. And it's interesting because there's a lot of bad Star Wars currently, or well, yes, that's true. There's some bad Star Wars stuff. Andor and this Ahsoka show have really like been some beacons as far as like I hate to use the word content, but content that they put out. Uh, yeah, so Ahsoka this week, that was the best thing I watched.
Well, I know Kelly. This is Kelly, and I know he watched this with his mom on movie night. Red, white, and royal blue, which I almost watched, but I'm not gonna lie. When I looked at the guys, they weren't hot enough for me to carry my attention for a full 2 hours. Like when you watch a rom com, the guy has got to be like stunning, or the girl's got to be stunning, or the guy and the guy have to be stunning. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I'm like,
Okay.
why am I? Because don't you watch rom com so that you can think, oh, if that were me, yes. But
Oh,
if
this is about the royal family.
yeah.
I'm out. I cannot care about.
No, but I think it's like the royal family. The guy from the royal family falls in love with some American guy or something.
Hmm.
It's. Um. Oh, did I say it was a hat? My bad, Kyle. Sorry. Star Wars geek. They kill me.
Yeah, it isn't a hat. I was just going along, but it's.
River Phoenix. Good one, Terry. I love River Phoenix. And for those of you not old enough to know, River Phoenix is Joaquin Phoenix's older brother. Died outside of Johnny Depp, I think, owned that bar at the time.
I think that's right.
Of an overdose. I was inspired to rewatch Rebels. That has to be to you because I have no idea what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
it was another Star Wars show that Dave Filoni did. It was great.
And Bernie Mac is in that world also. Wow, Terry, your world is populated by a lot of dead people, like a lot of dead people. And yes, I am Kyle, come on now, buddy. We know that.
So what was the best thing you watched?
See, now I'm torn because first of all, I'm blown away that's Rosario Dawson. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not like impugning your integrity on that.
Hey Shane, just wanted real quick question. Do you have eyes to see? Can you read?
Do you think it looks like her? Like if you didn't know, no, it doesn't look like her.
Okay,
you think it does?
I mean, I've watched a lot of Rosario Dawson.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's valid.
Yeah.
If you
I don't know if you missed the part where I said she's a great actor and has been for a long time.
Yeah, I might have missed that part.
Watched a lot of Rosario.
I think Missy was barking at that time, and I was trying to.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I had to mute, and I was trying to calm her down. So the best thing, movie or TV, that I've watched in the last week. Now I don't know. Now I'm reevaluating my life. Okay, so
Chain reaction, actually.
no. Okay, so I rewatched the first season of the television series Lethal Weapon with Damian Wayne and whatever
The
the
one
guy.
that was on Fox?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
What's it streaming on? What are you watching this on?
Hulu. I think
Okay.
whoa, hi. Oh, okay. I think
Just
I
suggesting,
watch.
like,
I think I stream everything on Hulu, mostly.
okay.
And the first season is okay. So here's the thing. I went. The first season is it's really good. Like, of course, everyone's seen the Lethal Weapon movies, and it is basically the Lethal Weapon movies, but on a TV series, right? Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
everything is the same. But I don't know if it's a case of me. Um, I don't really know what that means. What does that mean?
It's a Star Wars reference.
Okay. Um, I figured that, but I still don't know what it means. The character that Damian Wayans plays, which is
Not
um,
Murtaugh.
yeah, no, it is Murtaugh. Reeks is the other guy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is Murtaugh. He's so manipulative and petty, and I never noticed that before. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
watching it, and I'm like, I don't like you at all. And I don't know if it's ooh, nice. You watching MASH? That is a good. Kelly, what are you watching on? Tell me where you're streaming that. I might have to do that. But to know the backstory, to know that what's his face got fired after the third season because apparently he wasn't a very good person, the guy that plays Riggs, and when you see the promo for the show,
Mm-hmm.
it's Damian Wayans and the kid from that comes in the fourth season, who is the kid from American Pie, the blonde, Sean Michael
William
Patrick.
Scott.
Yes, yes, and he has on what I can only imagine is like a fake beard. Like they're trying to make it be like a Marine, like an ex-Marine who like it had a hard life. And all the time you're looking at him and you're thinking, American Pie. That's like I just want to take soap and wash his face off and
Mm-hmm.
wash the fake beard off. And that makes the first season that much better. The first season was really good. It had the Riggs the Riggs, what is it? Like turmoil because of his wife died and why did his wife die? Thanks, Kelly. And Kyle is like, this is Kyle. This is Kyle right there. That is all you need to know about Kyle right there. He's a wonderful person. And he's a teacher too, Tara. Hulu, thank you. So that was like the best thing I saw and the worst thing I saw. It was like a combination of both. And I loved it.
Okay.
But I would, yeah, if you don't know the backstory, I would watch the first two seasons. Season 3 starts to get kind of like preachy and they know they're getting rid of the Riggs character, so they have to bring his father in, and he's having all these flashbacks, and his father was just a dick, and he beat him, and he was just a really bad person. And it's like I personally watch TV shows and movies because I don't want to be reminded of the bad things that happen. You know what I mean?
Escapism. Yeah.
Exactly. So when I'm watching a show of things that aren't escapism, I'm like, ah, fuck, why am I watching this? And then I that's what I was. That was the best.
Yeah.
All right. The third,
I agree with that.
yeah, escapism.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's very few like really, or if I watch something intense, I might only watch it one time. And there's certain intense things that I will rewatch. However, yeah, I kind of do the same thing. I'm like, and I try not to be too overly critical with things because I'm like, oh, I just want to find joy in this thing. I'm not like, if I wanted something specific, then I just need to create it for myself. I don't need to complain about it.
Okay.
Just a thing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I want to watch, like, I can watch the Be an Apartment 3 with Christian
Mm-hmm.
Ritter. I could watch that like back to back to back to back, knowing everything's gonna happen in every episode because it's just that much escapism. Like it's
Yeah.
just that funny. You know what I mean? And that's
Mhm.
what I look for mostly in most of the TV shows. Like Lethal Weapon, it's a sad story. His wife gets killed and he goes to LA. But they're also really funny. Like he's also, I don't know, it has that element of fun about it. Hey, really quick, Kelly, meet me at Pearl Street tomorrow, 9:00. Okay. And we'll continue.
I don't think that the Wayans brother or the Wayans family, I don't say the brothers, the Wayans family is I think they're underappreciated. That said, I don't watch a lot of Wayans stuff.
Right?
However, like any interview or like story I've heard spoken about them, they're just like the most hilarious people to be around. And I know there are like I think 29 siblings.
Oh my God. Shut up.
Not literally. There are just a bunch of
Okay.
them. That to say, I've like everything you hear about the Wayans family, it's just like these guys are the most hilarious people that exist. And so I think as a family, they might be underappreciated.
I think they are underappreciated as a family.
Hmm.
Jamie, no, why would you start Joshua Kelly? Because what Austin Eckler's out. Come on, man. Why are you giving us like lowball fantasy questions in the morning, Jamie? You know better than that. You're better than that, Jamie.
The only fantasy I know is Buffy. I'm just kidding. That's a joke because I know a lot of fantasy actually.
You want to be entertained, not remind. That is true, Kelly. All right. And Kelly, if you take sorry about this personal conversation here. Kelly, if you take Uber, I'll take you home. I'll bring you home if you take Uber there. Yeah, I don't care. Kyle, I'll put Jamie's question up so Kyle can answer it, even though it's a low ball question, Jamie. If Austin Eckler's not playing, why wouldn't you start Joshua Kelly? I don't even get that. I don't get it. All right, your most we are going to make our 43 minutes this week. I'm so excited.
I knew we could do it.
Most entertaining. What was the third one? Sorry.
Most interesting sports story, broadly interpreted.
Yeah, sports broadly interpreted. So what's yours?
Do you want to answer this first? I feel like you have one.
No, I have like several, but I can answer it first. So my most entertaining sports story, broadly interpreted, is ESPN has like gutted a lot of its people, and there's one person they kept and they rehired, and her name is Mina Kimes. And I'm not saying I love her because she loves her dog so much, although there is an element of that in there. She's really good at what she does.
I don't watch much ESPN for various reasons, but I do follow her on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm a fan.
She's brilliant. Like, she does her research. She knows what she's talking about. So 2 things happened to her this week. This week and last week, maybe. She got ESPN re-upped her for like $1 million, maybe. Some guy comes out and says, I don't understand why they're giving her the money. She's never played the sport. What the I'm sorry. Have you ever listened to her? She didn't need to play the sport in order for her to be as good as she is. And my boy Ryan Clark, who I love Ryan Clark. Like, I worship Ryan Clark. I'm obsessed with Ryan Clark. I'm not going to lie. And it showed the pivot. He's
got good hair.
He's got good everything. Have you not looked at that man? Dude.
But he's also got good hair.
Okay. All right. And then the second thing was some guy, and of course they're guys, because guys like hide behind the keyboard, gross generalization, not talking about the gentleman here, and feel like they can say anything and it's okay. And he's like, hey, Kimes, you gained weight. Well, she's pregnant. And she's like,
yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure she's growing a human.
She goes, that's what happens when you're pregnant. When you're like, what gives you the right, first of all, to be such a dick and a stupid one at that? And second of all, why do you think that's okay to say that?
Oh God, it's just like hilarious to think there are people out there who've like never read a book. Like, not once in their life they're like, you know what? Could I read? Or could I open this thing with pages and just hallucinate wildly to myself? I don't want to do that. That sounds like the devil's work.
That's a lot of work.
It sounds like the devil's work.
Who wrote is it Kafka? Who wrote the story of when he woke up that one day and he was a cockroach? And he's like, honest, every time I see a cockroach, I'm like, because of that book, every time I see a cockroach, I'm like, I have to turn it over. Because what if it's Kafka? What if it's like someone like Kafka that's actually a cockroach and he's on his back and he can't turn over? I love books. Anyway.
Yeah, they're great. They're incredible.
They are incredible. They help you think.
Yeah. But just imagine being a human and being like, no, Books,
Aren't they heavy?
like writing. No, I don't think that's for me. Like, just imagine never reading a book and then telling someone on the internet, like, "Oh, hey, looks like you gained some lbs there." Oh, you're growing a human? Never heard of it. Like, start with a pamphlet. Like, somebody give that guy a leaflet or like leave something on his car just so he can like
Well, this is obviously
experience.
a guy who probably doesn't know how to make babies. Like, do I have to have a girl for that? I don't know if I could touch
Oh,
a
a
girl.
virgin. Yeah, a virgin. Yeah, I've heard of those.
Jamie, here's the thing.
And I read about virgins in a book, actually, of all places.
Chargers are going to get at least into the red zone. Once they get to the red zone, they're going to rely on the Joshua Kelly or Austin Eckler to get it over the goal. So you're playing Joshua Kelly, not for the yardage he's going to get, but for the touchdowns he'll get. All right, your turn. Your turn,
Okay,
Shannon.
This is going to sound like a homer pick, but everybody keep in mind that I just moved to Colorado last year. 1. 2, I love both of these persons. 3, I love this third thing. So my sports story is Pat McAfee was in Boulder, Colorado.
Oh, wait, I have a question
game.
first. Both Pat McAfee and Fox are in Boulder, Colorado for the game. How is that possible? Like, 2 rival stations are both in Boulder today, right now, doing this.
I have no idea.
Do you love Pat McAfee? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm a Pat McAfee fan.
Are you? Okay. That's valid.
I mean, I think we're like practically the same age.
He's 36.
And okay. So I'm like a little bit older than him.
I thought you were younger. I'm sorry.
No. It's okay. I'm like a year older than him. So that's to say,
look younger.
I think I do actually. I was like looking at him on TV last night. I was like,
yeah.
I might look a little younger than you. Maybe a few less grays. He was in Boulder yesterday for game day stuff with his crew, and then The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, came on the show. And this is where it gets a little Homer-y, is that Friday Night SmackDown was in town last night. I did not go.
Why? Okay, I'm sorry. Obviously a sore point. Let's not talk about it. Move on. We're moving on.
And The Rock showed up Friday Night SmackDown, which he has not been on in quite a while. I would say he has not been on in the Coons age. He showed up, which absolutely incredible. And it was electric. Like, he just gets on the screen, and it is absolutely, he just has charisma, as persons younger than us would say. He just rizzes all over the place. And then I'm pretty positive that he's going to be at WrestleMania next year, which is pretty cool.
Is it here?
No, it's in Philadelphia. I'm pretty positive.
Oh.
But that's to say, that's my sports excitement for the week, because Pat McAfee used to be a kicker, still does sports stuff. The Rock is an athlete, and they were in town last night, and it was pretty exciting.
Kind of awesome that The Rock. I mean, I appreciate what Pat McAfee has done with his career. Like, I appreciate the McAfee arc. I really do. I mean, I think it's amazing, especially now that, ESPN's paying him a buttload of money that they have to fire everyone else just to have him on their show. I think it's amazing. And I think he's good at what he does. The couple shows that I've seen, I just find it, I don't know, I guess I just find it annoying that it's always fucking Aaron Rodgers. Come on.
Well, so I actually, to touch on that real quick, my wife on Monday night was like, what's going on with Aaron Rodgers? Like, she didn't really keep up with sports. Like, she keeps up with basketball pretty well, but football, she's like, Aaron Rodgers running out with an American flag on the field, and like all bar stools losing their mind. I was like, honey, it's 9/11. And she's like, oh, okay. And then he gets hurt. That could have been our story. Then he gets hurt, which, oh my goodness, Jets fans. But the thing with Aaron Rodgers is I feel like he's had these he's just kind of an odd dude, which we all are. However, I'm like feeling like he's eventually going to take a turn for the better, because I don't love AJ Hawk, who Pat has all the time. I'm not a big fan of him.
Well, he's
But
like his co-host, isn't he?
kind of, yeah. And
Okay.
like, but I feel like Aaron Rodgers is eventually going to make a turn. And here's why I say this. He was dating that or married that girl who is very just average looking, and I don't love her. And he's just a
Who are we
weird
talking
mother.
about?
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers? I don't think he's married. I don't think he's ever been
Well,
married.
he was dating that girl, and I don't want to talk about her, whatever.
Okay.
But
All right. We
I'm
will.
going to stay on subject here. But I feel like he's going to make a turn for the better. And here's why I say this. Because he's done some really wonky things, and like he is a little bit wonky. However, if he's taking shrooms and ayahuasca and maybe dropping a little LSD every once in a while, I gotta think that at some point he's gonna like turn the corner, and we're gonna be like, you know what, Aaron Rodgers, he came around, and he's actually pretty fun now, less of a dick. And he showed up to training camp dressed like Nicolas Cage, Cameron, or character from Con Air, Cameron Poe, and
Yeah, that he did. That he did.
wow, that I was like, well, maybe I like him a little bit.
What up, Jay?
So
Here's the thing. You feel sorry for Aaron Rodgers because he was like that first guy during the draft thing that didn't get drafted when they thought, and the camera stayed on him, and that's why they moved him all to the green room, and he fell, and you're like, oh, just please, for the love of God, take the camera off. You know, this is painful for everyone watching. So you feel bad for him. And then he goes to, and Brett Favre, shocker, treats him really badly. What a surprise. My shock face. Yeah.
Brett, God,
Yeah, oh, Brett. And then he becomes the starting quarterback, and he's really good. He's really good. And then he becomes like a dick. Like,
so maybe their careers are going to be mirrored because, like, I think people love Brett Favre to start.
What?
And now,
oh, you mean earlier?
yes, and
Okay,
now Brett Favre is like, oh, Brett,
yeah,
what the hell's wrong with you?
exactly.
But then Aaron, it's like people are like, oh, I don't know. But then he was like so good at quarterback that people are like, yeah, we like him because he's so good, you know, whatever. Kind of gets away with things.
Mm-hmm.
But people are like, but then like on this back end of his life or whatever, it could be like Aaron Rodgers, maybe not so bad. I could be wrong. I'm open to being wrong about this. I'm just hopeful.
No, I mean, I think, I think that on the dating front, I admire that he isn't Travis Kelce light, that he doesn't go after the Instagram models, that his dating pool is larger than what Mr. Kelce's appears to be. And I admire the fact that he will go and sit in a room with nothing in darkness for a few days to find out who he is. Having said that, I think that there's part of me that thinks this whole resurgence, if you want to call it, is got calculated. You know what I mean? Like he I think he's an extremely, extremely smart man. Like I think he might be way too smart. Like
okay.
And that he understands everything that he does, and everything he does is like a calculated thing.
Okay.
Is Big Lebowski a sequel to Con Air? What?
Okay. No, he's saying Big Lebowski is a sequel to. Oh, I guess I don't know.
Speaking of Con Air, have you heard Big Lebowski is a sequel to that?
Okay.
No, I've never ever heard that, Jamie.
Speaking
of people who do shrooms.
Okay, so here's when the first time I actually stopped. I actually was like, oh, I'm out on Aaron Rodgers because he was dating Olivia Munn.
You don't like Olivia Munn?
No, I love Olivia Munn.
Oh, okay.
He treated her like trash.
Oh, really?
And
I love Olivia Munn.
I do too. She's like unbelievable. She's so funny. And so when he like broke up with her, I was like, I'm out on this motherfucker.
Yeah, but
and then he dated Shailene Woodley, who I just cannot get behind at all. And I was like, you treated Olivia Munn like trash, and now you're dating Shailene Woodley.
Is there like a huge age gap between those two too? Olivia Munn and Shailene Woodley, or maybe I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, they're like 12 years apart, maybe.
Yeah, at least. I'm not a big Shailene Woodley fan at all.
Neither am I.
And then he dated Dana Pack, who she's a race car driver. So hey, well, good luck on you. Like I said, I mean, I don't think there is not a type that he has, and I appreciate that he expands. But I didn't know he treated Olivia Munn bad. But she bounced back with what's his name, and she has a baby now, so it's all good. It was good.
Great.
She needed him to break up with her. Like he's one of those people I think that girls don't break up with him. He has to break up with you. You know what I mean? Like you don't break. Like I've dated guys where I'm like, good God, what do I have to do to make him break up with me? Because you just don't want to break up. It's a thing.
Oh, that's funny.
And it is Karma, the most bitchy I ever seen. Karma, that's awesome. And I'm pretty sure that's Jay. Jay, this is why we adore you so much. And if you're not Jay, whoever you are, that's why I adore you.
I mean, genuinely unreal. Just
the first play,
right out of the gate.
Yeah, right out. It's like I saw a thing that said with him, like running down the flag, Aaron Rodgers Jets montage, and that was it. Him right on the field of the flag.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, could you just imagine being a Jets fan? Just how dejected.
First of all, I could not imagine ever being a Jets fan. Second of all, I was watching the game. Like the stadium literally went dead. Like the next plays, even when Zach Wilson, and then did you watch the game? I don't know who this guy's flipping off, but they have this picture of the Jets playing right after it happened, and he's flipping someone off. I don't know if he's flipping Aaron Rodgers off. I don't know if he's flipping the field off. And they just
he's flipping, the turf.
The turf.
He's just giving the turf the what's for.
So yeah, no, I can't because they're like desolate. Yeah, I was listening to one of the Jets commentators on the thing, and he's like, I think we should call Andrew Luck. Like, yeah, that sounds like a really good plan. There's nothing that smells more like desperation than saying, hey, let's call Andrew Luck to come in.
Oh my God.
Anyway, we're past our 43 minutes. We were so close, but we did start at 9:05 and not 9 o'clock. So maybe
we're gonna dial this in.
We are gonna dial this in, people. I promise. Everyone, thank you for joining. Jamie, thank you. Jay, appreciate you. You know that. Terry, I didn't get to talk to you this morning, like on the phone, but it was a pleasure. It has been a pleasure to converse with you on here. Kelly Schmidt, welcome home. We'll see you tomorrow, my dear, at Pearl Street Farmers Market, where we will do all kinds of lovely, lovely things. Jamie, again, you're the best. I know. Jamie and I have a bet on Monday's night game. It's in Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. I think, what are you spotting me, Jamie? Like 30 points? I'll take it.
Whoa.
Thank you. He said they're going to win 35-3 or something ridiculous like that he said. Because he wanted to see me cry. Kyle, always a pleasure to have you, my Canadian friend geek here, teacher. Oh, Jamie, I won't be on Razzball tomorrow. I'm going to the farmer's market with Kelly, but I will listen to you guys for sure. You guys tomorrow, Jamie and Zach will have their Start Sit show on Going for Two. I think it starts at 9:30. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jamie, on that. I think it starts at 9:30 to 10:30, so you'll have time to get in your picks after that. Shannon, besides next Saturday, what are you doing? What's up, buddy?
I might have an Aaron Rodgers day of myself today.
Nothing wrong with that.
No one's at home except for me and the dog, so I thought, you know what? It's a nice day outside. Let's see what happens.
It is nice outside. That is true. It is like one of those great fall days that I love.
No set plans. I have friends in town, so hopefully going to get to see them. And then there's a 90s neon party at X Bar in Denver that my friend got us tickets to tonight. I have no neon or glow in the dark. I don't know I got to look it up because my wardrobe is practically white and black, and that's the end of the list.
So all you have to do is throw like glitter or something on, right?
I do love glitter.
Who doesn't? Seriously.
Speaking of glitter, Kesha's going to be in town soon on tour, and I may just have to be there. I've only seen her once, and I'm like, oh, I need to see her again.
I abstain from any group larger than 3 people. Like I can't. I don't even know why people go into large groups. Just thinking about it.
I have this really serious issue where I just fucking love people. So It's
See?
hard for me.
That is why we get along so well, because I fucking don't.
Little opposites there.
Yeah, exactly. Jamie's show is at 11:30 normal people time, which I'm guessing he means East Coast time, which means it's 9:30 for the best people time. Normal people, best people 9:30, normal people 11:30. Yeah, Jamie. All right. Other than that, I will see you guys Monday on the 2-point conversion with Dan and Kyle, an hour before the second game. The game that matters, the Steelers versus the Cleveland Browns game. The first game, I don't even know who's playing. It doesn't matter. It's a doubleheader on Monday. Just watch the second game. We'll be there. And Jamie, have your money ready because you are still going to lose that bet. And yeah. Act like you're at the strip club, Jamie. Just like, make it rain, baby. Make it rain. And everyone else, I appreciate all of you all for watching. If you haven't yet, hit that like button. If you want to subscribe to the channel. We will see you next Saturday, Shannon and I. If you guys have questions you want us to answer, just DM me. Go to Shannon on Instagram, you guys. I'm not kidding you. He's an Instagram influencer. He will influence quit saying no. He will influence you on Instagram. His Instagram feed is spectacular, and you want to be part of it. Thank you all for joining. We will see you next Saturday, 9:05. Because why would we do 9 o'clock? Everyone else does that. We are not. It has nothing to do with COVID. I don't even know what you're talking about, Terry, but you're hilarious. Terry
It's afternoon there. She might already had a cocktail.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a little brunch.
A little brunch. All right, guys. We will see you later. Love you all in that, non-biblical way.